Well, Australia's 14,000 Navy personnel took 10 minutes off today to hear their boss warn of alcohol bans, compulsory drug testing and curfews, unless there's wholesale change to the culture of alcohol abuse. The blunt warning from Vice Admiral Russ was a response to last month's damning report into the drunken antics of sailors from HMAS Success. The Chief of Navy also had some stern words about drug use, but during an extended interview with Lateline, he admitted that it may be impossible to eradicate the use of illegal drugs from the service. Peter Lloyd reports.
Garden Island Naval Base in Sydney. It's been the focus of a Defence Force internal investigation since last December. At least 17 Navy personnel are under suspicion of involvement in a drug trafficking ring.
That's an ongoing investigation. The outcome is not yet clear.
Navy has been randomly drug testing sailors for several years. But today, in a video address to all personnel, Vice Admiral Russ Crane upped the ante, threatening drug testing for everyone.
If we need to test 100% of our people, then this will be done.
Before today's warning, the Navy Chief told Lateline that eradicating drug use might be unrealistic.
I think it would be naive of us to suspect that we can get it to absolute zero, but the importance, I think, is that we do not develop a tolerance for it. And that should people choose to use illegal substances in our Navy, then they must understand that there will be consequences for it. Now, sometimes those consequences might be rehabilitation, depending on the severity of the incident. But what we cannot do is develop tolerance, because the Australian public holds us to higher account.
It is important for our Navy today.
In today's message to sailors, Russ Crane promised a concerted education campaign.
And what I'm looking to introduce into our Navy is a hard-hitting campaign which highlights the seriously negative effects of alcohol abuse and drug abuse. Simply put, it ruins careers, it ruins relationships, and ultimately it can kill you.
In offering both education and rehabilitation, the Navy Chief has won support from a leading expert in the field of drug and alcohol research.
If you're going to adopt a testing strategy, you've got to have a comprehensive treatment and broader approach to it. And if you do that, it is a welcome development.
An expert in addiction psychiatry, Professor Michael Farrell, says the British Navy and Armed Forces have been through a similar experience confronting drug and alcohol abuse.
The experience in the UK is that levels of alcohol problems are extraordinarily high, and that there's been a culture of denial within the Army and Navy, and a need to address that culture of denial.
Last month, an inquiry found sailors on HMAS Success had engaged in predatory sexual behaviour fuelled by alcohol. For the Chief of Navy, that was just one example of a problem that he says runs far deeper and not just in Navy.
I think one of the things that troubles me is binge drinking. Today, I don't know that I saw that so many years ago to the same extent as I see it today. So I think the patterns are different, and I think we need to try and understand why that is, so that we can address it, so that we can provide some education. It really needs to be about, in my view, education, intervention and rehabilitation. That's what we really need to be able to do. But before we can do that, we need to understand why it's occurring.
Peter Lloyd, Lateline.
Of course, we should have said in that introduction, Vice Admiral Russ Crane.